It was such an honor to show up in that top spot on the 9th. I need to do it again on the 23rd.
I am asking you to give me a chance to move South Carolina into the future. I will fight for you. I will never lie to you. I will always tell you the truth, because that's what you deserve.
Well, it turns out South Carolina Attorney General and candidate for governor Alan Wilson will have more than just a chance in tomorrow's runoff election. Wilson finished in second place to the lieutenant governor, Pamela Yvette, in the primary on June 9th, and that forced a runoff. But now, according to the Kalshi betting odds website, Wilson has a 98% chance of becoming the Republican nominee. His chances skyrocketed after President Trump posted on Truth Social that he would be endorsing both candidates rather than just Yvette, saying, quote, "These were the two that I was hoping would get into a runoff, and they did. I can't hurt one of them by only endorsing the other, so therefore I'm going to endorse for governor of South Carolina both Pam Yvette and Alan Wilson. It's a wealth of riches. With either one, you can't go wrong." Patrick Allocco is the founder of the Zeus Political Index, and Jim McLaughlin is a pollster for McLaughlin & Associates and was a pollster for the Trump 2024 campaign. Jim, thank you for being here. Before the primary, the president only endorsed Pamela Yvette. Now he's endorsing both of the candidates. Why would he do that?
I think what it tells you is just what he said and his truth, that he's happy with both candidates. And look, I know President Trump because we were working with him, obviously, during the presidential primaries. We've been with him from the very beginning. He's got a real affection for the state of South Carolina. He beat Nikki Haley there overwhelmingly in his primary. And I think he trusts the voters. And I would take him at his word, just what he said. He has faith in both candidates, and he's going to let the voters of South Carolina decide.
And Mr. Allocco, we know that the Trump endorsement carries a lot of weight, but what happens now that both of the candidates have the endorsement? What does that do to the voters? And could you potentially see a super close race there when you'd rather have your voting bloc kind of coalesce behind one person?
ED, what happens now is that President Trump wins either way. Since both candidates have Trump's blessing, Trump is no longer the dividing line. Yvette can say she had him first. Wilson can say he has him now. So this becomes a classic low turnout runoff. Turnout, ground game, and who gets the eliminated candidates' voters back to the polls. That's what's going on now.
Well, tomorrow, Jim, it is the primary day in New York, and it is looking like JFK's grandson, Jack Schlossberg, will have the Kennedy magic it takes to win Jerry Nadler's old seat. So it won't have that. He's only at 11% right now. What do you think went wrong there?
Think about it. What you have right now, the Democratic, basically the Democratic primary voters, especially in New York City, they are so radical. They are so extreme. Somebody who is a Kennedy is only getting basically 1 out of 10 votes for all intents and purposes. And I think also, quite honestly, because of the anti-Semitism that's going on in the Democratic primaries, especially again in New York City, I think they're rejecting him because of that. And it's really sad when you think about it. I think one of the main reasons why Jerry Nadler decided not to run again for re-election was because he was afraid he was going to lose the Democratic primary to one of these crazy socialists.
Frankly, I look at him, I think he's running for like the debate team in high school still. He's that young, so this probably isn't the last we've seen of him. Patrick, CBS had some new polls out this weekend about the Iran war. This is what they found. 31% of voters said they feel the war with Iran was worth the cost, but 64% disapproved of how the president handled the war. And only 22% think the deal that was reached was better for the U.S. than it was for Iran. So do you think that this whole Iran situation is going to come back and hurt Republicans come the midterms?
The 60-day answer is no, not if the current trends hold. The real headline in the CBS poll is the correlation. Trump's overall approval is at 38%, and his approval on Iran is 36%. That's almost 1 for 1. That's the polarization we've been talking about for a year. Zeus ran a national poll last week, and the skepticism was clear. only 16% of Americans believe Iran will live up to its end of the bargain, while nearly a third said it's too early to tell. So voters are not sold on the deal because they're waiting to see whether Iran actually keeps its word. As long as the economy stays strong, gas prices keep falling, unemployment remains low, and the deal doesn't collapse, Republicans will not be hurt in the upcoming elections.
All right, Patrick Allocco and Jim McLaughlin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, if you're a lefty and you hate Trump,